is doing well. Welcome to Regenesis virtual masterclass, which focuses on how to build a successful business career, and not just that, but also to know, the various skills and growth opportunities that is available in South Africa as a whole. And for us to understand this better, right? We have our expert speaker and head of business school, Dr. Nishikant here, who will help you to understand the way forward for it and how you can succeed on the following. Over to you, Dr. Nishikant. Hello, Dr. Nishikant, are you there? No.
Guys, can somebody confirm that I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Regenesis?
Yes, you are, Doctor. You are audible now.
It's echo again.
Will you share that PPT and start, Doctor?
Share where?
Recording in
Dr. Nishika?
progress.
Dr. Nishan, can you hear me?
Is it Thomas?
Okay. Were you able to hear me when I spoke while the meeting started? Could you hear me?
Thomas, I can hear you, but I'm hearing the echo.
No. I'm saying when Karabo started that meet, that time, could you hear me while I was speaking?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, let me start sharing the screen.
Unfortunately, some people have dropped. There were 20 people.
I think, the point is no one, the meeting pops up, 15, 20 minutes before the event happening. So how do I know that it's there?
Shall I introduce again?
Is there people enough? I'm big. How many people have joined, Thomas?
13, 15 now.
Wonderful. So let me continue, in fact. All right. Am I audible to you?
I can hear you well now.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Ramesh, can you just confirm me that you give me a thumbs up? That's it. That should be fine.
Yeah, it looks good from my side.
All right. Trying to discuss here that the only continent that is self-sufficient is South Africa in the world. The only beautiful way of entering into South Africa, it comes through only way to get into Africa is that it comes through South Africa itself. There is no better way to Madagascar and Nigeria, Nepal and Pakistan.
So Nishikant, we're losing you. We cannot hear you.
Thomas, maybe you can take through the students on what they can expect while we're waiting for Dr. Buhara.
Yeah, I was just about, okay. Okay, all right. So, hello everyone. Good morning once again. Sincere apologies for some technical glitch that we've been facing. I think technology is something at times, which is beyond our control, right? We'll soon have our Dr. Our expert speaker back doing this presentation. Kindly please bear with us till then. And as I started up, stating that the idea about having this virtual masterclass was to understand, the various skills and growth opportunities that we have, that we have available, and what is the way forward for it? What is the path towards it? And of course, I think there's no two ways about it. That education is the definite path for anybody's success, right? And how do you? What are the things to be considered while you are choosing, your right education and your and what all things that you should be looking at it. Because I think for anybody to be successful in their life, in their career, there are two very important investments that is needed. One is definitely the time, another it is the money, and also the right the decision also, like from where that you select to do it, through which you complete that journey, and then end of it you are there. You're there at your goal. So kindly please bear with us so that our expert speaker will take you across point by point to understand, to reflect on many aspects, which I'm sure at the end of the session is going to be very fruitful, and you're going to be taking something really back, very, very knowledgeable and important.
Thomas, is it everything all
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Dr. Nishikant, we can hear you well now, and we can see a presentation also. Thank you for bearing with us, everyone.
Just putting my video off. And so the point we were trying, what is unique position in terms of South Africa? And if you look at this, we are in the middle of everything. So like we possibly are not any equitable in terms of US. They have a 300 million people. Everybody are close to $75,000 on an average. While if you look at South Africa, we are seriously that creates unique opportunities for all of us, in the sense that our population size is wonderful, our household income is wonderful. So on the left hand side of your screen, you see Nigeria happens to be in Africa, but then there are certain problems. Like population is 235 people. Per capita is very low. So like if you are looking for business opportunities there, they do not have kind of monetary power available to them to substantiate the growth. Same goes for Nepal and Madagascar. Interestingly, some people have been talking about that if your horizon happens to be that you want to make your career, great career in few years' time, then you can't ignore the possibility of going to either USA or to Europe or to Japan to assist those population and make money. If your time horizon happens to be, the mid range, that is anywhere 5 to 15 years, then you can't ignore BRICS. And BRICS, as we know, and most of you had experienced it, that G20 summit has happened in South Africa in Johannesburg. We understand and appreciate that everybody was talking great things about South Africa uh, and the possibility from on multilateralism rather than focus on nationalism. And so if your horizon happens to be 5 to 10 years, these are the countries, BRICS, to focus on. But if your career horizon happens to be 20, 25 years, you need to focus on Africa. Why on Africa? Because first of all, Africa is the only continent which can survive and self-sustain itself.
Dr. Nishikant, I'm so sorry, but I think we lost you. We are unable to hear you now. Dr. Nishikant, can you hear me? Dr. Nishikant, we are unable to hear you. Kravo, are you able to hear Dr. Nishikant?
No, sir.
Ramesh,
No, sir.
Kravo?
No, I can't hear him. I can't hear him.
Okay. I think maybe then Dr. Nishikant, again, you will have to do the same. Maybe you'll have to leave and join back again. Maybe if that can help. Yeah, we can see you, but we can't hear you. Our apologies again to all the participants who are there. Uh, it's something to do with technology, right? And you know, Dr. Nishikant is making all effort to join. We can see him also, but then looks like the system is giving a glitch. So kindly please bear with us for some more time. In the meantime, if anybody has any questions with regards to regenesis or you know, any of the courses, you may put it in the chat box, or if you would want to ask also, you are welcome till the time Dr. Nishikant joins back. I'm really happy to see, the participants are increasing one by one. And thank you for everyone who's been patient enough waiting, as Dr. Nishikant is solving the technical glitch that he's been facing. And on that note, till Dr. Nishikant joins, I'm very, very happy to inform you, everyone who've joined us, that we have opened up our intake for 2026. For all our courses, whether it's business management, public management, school of law, and if anyone is looking forward for, or if you want any of your loved ones also to get on board this journey of success, kindly do reach out to us, or after this uh, session or during this meet, you can leave behind your name, number, and email ID so that we can get in touch with you accordingly and can assist you further. And there are some more things, which I would like to discuss. That how are we different compared to others? In terms of the courses that we offer. Um, I think the approach really matters, because we really think that in today's time, it is not only about getting yourself educated theoretically and not with just a content which probably has been designed 5 years, 10 years back, right? So we really look into all the aspects through which we very proudly acclaim saying that, we make people industry ready, and for them to be confident once they are done with their education, for them to explore and for them to get onto the journey of them achieving their goals and success. And on that note, I would like to talk about our major highlights, some key highlights, wherein we have something called as personal mastery that we offer, which really differentiates compared to others, and this is something which has been done even before the classes start. And in this personal mastery, what is the major focus? I would like to bring upon the major goal behind this. There are few of the candidates who probably have been doing well for themselves, but not have studied for a long time. Let's say 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, right? Or maybe it could be also possibility that some of the students who have just they've given their exams, right, and they're graduating now. They've just given the matric exams, and now they will be moving from school to institution. So I think the very first thing which comes into mind is the apprehension. How can we make them more confident to get on board this journey of education? So to address this, we have various things that we cover in this personal mastery, the modules such as IQ, spiritual intelligence, physical intelligence, financial intelligence. And let me just talk about one quotient, right? The first one, the IQ. I personally believe, that how I put it forward is that we say, uh, we make people think beyond imagination. So what we do with this particular module is we help people to develop their mental intelligence so that they can think more wiser, right? They can solve more complex problems in their lives, or also for that matter, they can think more strategically. So this is what we prepare people, in fact, because education is just not a one day thing. It's a journey. It's a journey for a period of the time that you've chosen to complete your education. So likewise, spiritual is there, and then likewise, like for you to connect with your in-depth, the feelings that you have, and aligning that with your major goal, so that you do well for yourself. So apart from personal mastery, then I think the major core I say is where we make a lot of difference is the way that we educate people with reference to our modules, where we do one module at a time, and the journey there is a journey even of modules for that matter. That if you pick up one particular module, let's say that we've completed in 30, 40 days odd. After that, one is supposed to be giving an assessment, but we don't just so that it is an assessment that you got to do. Before an assessment, there is another session which has been conducted called as ACE program, through which you've been taught how to do an assessment, which is mostly an essay based, right? So once your assessment is done, then it is it's a test that it's an exam that you got to do. But before that exam, also there's a revision which takes place. So that means, in short, you are getting perfect. You're getting mastered at that particular module as you progress to another one. Okay, so when Dr. Nishikant is here, everyone. Thank you so much for bearing.
Am I audible?
Yeah, we can. Yes, we can see you well, Dr. Nishikant, and we can hear you also.
I hope it is no more a big glitch now.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. All right, so
Sure.
So in the interim, what we were discussing was very simple, The simplest thing was we were discussing in the global scenario, what is the situation of South Africa for that matter? What's happening at the global scenario? Because the time horizon would tell us where the opportunities are. Per capita earnings would tell us where the opportunities are. The size of population would also tell us where the opportunities exist. And as we were seeing before the technical glitches were happening, that it's South Africa happens to be in really wonderful position that we have the ecosystem that is so conducive that we can flourish. No one can stop us. You must be wondering what is happening in terms of the government data is indicating of something else. Government data is saying that 33.6% of us are unemployed. And if you're talking about a Black population, male between age group of 25 to 35, we have our own peculiar problem that percentage point would be, close to 60%. And that's very, very scary in the sense that it doesn't make sense, that much of a bigger sense if we look at the existing number in South African context. So what is the reality here? The reality is that world is looking. Thomas, please confirm me with a thumbs up or a voice that you can see my screen, please. Thomas, can you confirm that you can see my screen, please?
Yes, Dr. Nishikant, we can see your screen and we can hear you also well.
So wonderful. I had to, log out from everything to relog. So my apologies. Now, this is exactly what we were talking about. Like, if you look at the Europe and more specifically Germany, UK, Turkey, and France, this is where you are going to make money if your horizon is immediate. But if your horizon is mid-range, then you can't ignore South Africa, because South Africa may look 65 million, close to 7,000. And if you're talking about purchase power parity, the number can actually per capita can swell up to 13,000. That looks a middle range, but this middle range has got wonderful power in the sense South Africa is young and is going to continuously remain young. China is getting old. Japan is old. Entire Europe is old. America is old. So where are the opportunities for us in terms of South African perspective? And there is a economically appropriate a concept called multiplier effect. 1% getting an employment results into possibly 5 to 7 and in retail and in real estate, even 9 people indirectly getting employment. That means
for if we are looking at 33%, the chances are that anytime we are able to employ 8% of our population, we would have a problem of zero unemployment. And how is that possible? That is possible if we create capable, awakened human potential. And this is exactly where I'm not, putting the bandwagon here, but trying to tell you, like, if you have some ambition of getting to a business qualification to empower your entrepreneurship journey or empower your employment and later on become an entrepreneur, that's how we are going to collectively solve the problems of our own South Africa. And that's important distinction. The multiplier effect, unique position of South Africa, coupled with capabilities that you are going to hone if you somehow get to a wonderful qualification, which is a degree, a bachelor's degree, or a postgraduate degree, or a higher certificate program, so that you are better equipped to tap these markets. Which are the markets? If your horizon happens to be immediate, then Europe, Japan, and USA. If your horizon happens to be mid-range, 5 to 10 years, you want to become rich or you want to become powerful, then you can't ignore BRICS countries. If your horizon happens to be 25 to 75 years, then you can't ignore Africa. And you stationed in Africa puts you into such a unique position that you can possibly rule the world. Idea is to equip yourself that much better. A case in point, and I'm going to skip a few things. This is exactly why you would be empowered. And how are you going to be empowered? When 8 years, 9 years back, when we were wondering what is going to happen with AI, Internet of Things, and machine learning coming to the surface, what is going to happen to people? And our estimate, which was further reinforced by various research groups, including Deloitte and McKinsey, they said, look, 67% of people already working in South Africa would remain irrelevant. So, like, we have a problem of 33%, and 67% are people who are employed would remain non-employable. So how do you settle this issue? And that's when 9 years back we started contemplating and started discussing what would future-proof your career. And we realized that if we collectively assist you developing these graduate attributes, which once you are part of us, you would understand and appreciate what is that I'm talking about, is that it could future-proof your career. What? So, like, we believe in God, that's wonderful, but for everything else, we rely on data and information and knowledge and wisdom. So grounding decision and evidence. We do not challenge the presence of God Almighty, but for every other decision, we need to back it up with data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. And unless we do that, we would always feel that our job is not safe. So for future-proofing your job, it is important to develop this habit of grounding decision in evidence. Same input, same output. Unless you change the input through thinking differently, output would remain same. Just to give a very, very crude, sarcastic perspective on this, if we believe that ANC has not been assisting us or any government has not been assisting us. Why ANC alone? Then unless we change the ruling party, things would not change. So thinking differently, when you have a different input, you'll have a different output. So thinking differently would assist us significantly. As one of our founding director, Dr. Penny Law talks about, think no box. If you're thinking, you know, thinking outside the box, you are still thinking about the box, and that's what we do not want you to develop. So for you to have a different outcome of succeeding in life, succeeding in creating a legacy for the people to remember and follow you, you need to learn to think differently. Now, in today's environment, which we talk about VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, and in this turbulent environment, which further was aggravated by COVID, which was further, the tormenting accusation started coming to us in South Africa when Trump started talking about we are not fair to people. Possibly he doesn't understand the Ubuntu perspective, and it would possibly take him a lifetime to understand Ubuntu perspective. But having said that, it is important that we remain resilient. And as I was mentioning of G20, there is Brazil, India, and South Africa. We have collectively created another subgroup of BRICS, which is IBSA, India, Brazil, and South Africa. And so people are quite capable in agriculture in India, and they are quite capable in Brazil as well. But in South Africa, we are wonderfully placed in the sense we have plenty of land that is arable, but right now nothing is being done on that. God has been kind to us in the form that God has provided us ample sunlight. Only thing that we are deficient is water. We have water scarcity, but we know there are new technologies, new drip irrigation methodologies that would create a situation beautifully for us. And I remember President Cyril Ramaphosa talking in his SONA a few years back, when he was saying that agriculture happens to be our sunshine sector. Why so? Because again, you need to understand and appreciate that in North and South hemisphere, the weathers are different. Weathers are different in the sense it puts us again into advantageous position of creating agriculture when it's not season in North hemisphere, so we can get a better price. So that's the perspective. Harnessing diversity, we need to understand and appreciate each other, because that's the way we can succeed. Comporting ourselves professionally, which is all about being disciplined, being resilient, being inspiring, and that's important part. Thinking globally, acting locally is important. We have seen with H&M, we have seen with Tresemme shampoo, and so many other glaring examples that would tell us when people are not aware about the local realities, they do not succeed. And for us to succeed, these are the 6 graduate attributes we need to concentrate. And that's what at Regenesis we take very big pride in awakening the potential of every one of us by concentrating on our leadership model and graduate attributes that I have just explained. I'm just skipping few slides for the perspective, and this is what is happening. Globalization has been seeing a backlash, like people in Spain are telling that, and in France, they are telling them, we don't need tourism. Tourism is all the booming in Europe, but The local population is saying them, go home, we don't need you. And those are the perspective that's uniquely peculiar in the sense they don't want people there because people have not been culturally amalgamating with them. They remain isolated, they remain in their group, and that creates a xenophobic perspective, and which needs to change. And this is where G20 we have heard everybody talking about. The only unique way is to succeed with multilateralism. So one person, one country, one kind of people would not assist us succeed. And that's an important perspective. One case in point where somebody has succeeded doing it beautifully, and that's what we should emulate, is if you look at this, the world's biggest market happens of cut flowers happens to be Europe. And if you see, the Morocco has got a through Gibraltar, Strait of Gibraltar, the distance between uh, you know uh, Europe and Africa is just 11 kilometers. That means if we grow cut flowers in Morocco, we should succeed. But that's not the case because Morocco just produces not the cut flower but the dry flowers, and they sell them. Somebody else is doing that job beautifully, and that is if you look at the Kenya. So Morocco has got certain areas that are, and they call it Valley of Roses. The Valley of Roses can produce roses. That is in Atlas Mountain, Morocco. But they ship only the dry flower, which is sold at kilogram. While people in Kenya, they are succeeding capturing the Amsterdam market for floriculture, although the distance between Nairobi and Amsterdam happens to be close to 10,000 kilometers. So the opportunities do exist provided we succeed. So this is how Morocco would sell uh, their dry roses for enhancing fragrance in washrooms. But roses from Kenya, they are succeeding beautifully. That is employing so many people, and they are sending multiple kinds of flowers. So the opportunities you need to look at what is that world needs, and the biggest need today, if you talk about the biggest need of Europe, BRICS, is human capital. And human capital is our business. That's exactly what we do. So Kenya is succeeding beautifully. I'm not expanding on this because I ate up your time early on because of the technical glitches. But that's the way you can succeed. These are the new BRICS countries. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa was original, but now we have expanded on collaboration on Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and UAE being included. Further, the businesses increasing phenomenally. So I'll pause here and give it to Thomas. The only way we can capture these market if we become that much more capable through business skills. Over to you, Thomas. That's the long and short of it because of the
Thank you, Dr. Nishikant. I hope today's session has definitely helped everyone. So, but firstly, thank you so much for bearing with us and being patient and joining today's masterclass. And your active participation is well appreciated. And we really, trust that the insights shared have given you a deeper understanding of the subject and of course has strengthened your perspective also. And a special word of appreciation to you, our expert speaker and our academic head, Dr. Nishikant, for such an engaging and informative session, even though it was short. But I think the clarity, the depth, and especially the real world experience and the relevance that you shared undoubtedly is going to be enriching, their the thought process and the reason that they joined the session for. And on that note, I would like to invite people if they have any questions which they may have, which they would want to clarify or seek a clarification on. You all are welcome to do so. You can either I raise your hand and you can ask on the meet, or probably you can also on the chat box, you can write your questions if you have any. Is there anyone who would like to seek any clarification or speak on something?
Yeah, I think there was too much of a heavy dose of insights.
Yeah, it looks like correct. So it looks like that they are still probably processing the information. Looks like, yeah. But thank you so much once again, everyone. For your active participation. It really means to us a lot, and the valuable time spent. I'm sure it was meaningful to everybody of you all. And before we just end, would like to again mention, that we have opened up our intake for 2026. So for all that were interested in getting, onto this journey of success, please do, send your name and number. So that we can ask our respective consultants to get in touch with you and to help you understand more on the registration process. So if anybody is interested, you may please drop in your name, number, and email ID on the chat box so that we can get in touch with you. Okay. I think we can close now, Dr. Nishika. Okay. So before we end, a very warm season's greeting to everyone and wishing you everyone a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year well in advance. So have fun, have a good time with your family, and hope to see you all soon with Regenesis. Thank you so much once again for joining. Thank you so much, Dr. Nishikant. Thank you. Goodbye.